Hello, this is Matt, and I have a question. Why are we collecting coins? Does it even make sense? Why are we investing in silver? The answer is we enjoy it. It gives us adults a way to be like a child again. We get to collect something and hunt for something and put it in books, and we get to put it in a binder, and we put it in tubes, and we stack it. It's just fun. It lets us be 12 years old again when we were collecting baseball cards, right? But it's an adult hobby because behind the collecting, you can say, I'm investing in silver. It's a wise move. It is the future, right? So I want to be honest with myself because I thought about it this morning. I said, I tell myself I'm collecting this so I can share the hobby with my kids. But really, what if they aren't interested? What if when they turn 12, they have no care for coins? Will that break my heart? No, because this is my hobby. I'll be selfish about this. I collect coins because I enjoy it. It gives me that thrill of collecting. It gives me something to study, gives me something to think about, and it gives me kind of that gambler edge, right? I can try to predict when things are going to bottom and when they're going to go up. I can put my money towards something I think is going to be a good bet. So it also gives me that little bit of a thrill to say, oh wow, the market's down today. Oh, the market's up today. So let's be honest, let's be a little more selfish. We collect coins and silver because we enjoy it. It's a fun hobby. It's something that 2 adults or 1,000 adults can share. We can show each other which coins we have, and it's just for fun, right? We can trade. So think about this. If we were back in 7th grade and we were trading baseball cards, you trade an Albert Bell for a King Griffey Jr. Was that a smart trade? I don't know. What's he going to do next year? That's as simple as it was, but it was so much fun. When King Griffey Jr. came onto the scene, that was the hot card. I remember Frank Thomas, that was another hot card. Juan Gonzalez, then there was the era of Juan Gonzalez. Hello, this is Matt. Welcome to my Blackjack table. This is a casino. We're going to be talking about coins. We're going to be talking about Canada. We're going to be talking about foreign silver. It's amazing. I hope you're ready to play Blackjack. If you remember the movie Ocean's 11, Brad Pitt asked George Clooney, why? Why rob the casino? And George Clooney said, because the house always wins. You play long enough and you never change the stakes, the house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big. Then you take the house. Pretty good statement, right? So this is our chance to bet big and take the house. I compare that to buying the dip, right? You can buy steady, but when that chance comes, when it dips and you buy big, that's how you take the house. If everybody goes and just plays $5 a hand, eventually you're gonna lose. It's fun. You bet $5, you win one, you lose one, you win one, you lose one, but eventually you're gonna lose. I compare that to the slow and steady dollar cost average, which again is the best, most standard way to do it. The next strategy is to double down. Let's say you lose 5, the next hand you put 10 out there. If that loses, you put 20. If that loses, you get 40. If that loses, you put 80. Eventually, as long as you don't lose, say 7 straight hands, you make up your difference. And my wife and I tried this several years ago. We played blackjack a lot. There was one time where she got down to that 320 and she hit a blackjack. So that was like a magical hand because you're sweating bullets as you go down. Because if you lose that 320 hand, you're out $635. So it's a big risk, but as long as you don't lose, say, 7 straight hands, you'll eventually catch up. I compare that to catching a falling knife. As people say, as the market goes down, you keep buying, you keep buying, you keep buying. You try to time that dip. You increase your purchases as the price goes down. That's one strategy. The next strategy is to use momentum. So let's say you put $5 down and it wins. Okay, you let it ride. Now that next hand you have 10 bucks out there. If that wins, now you have 20 bucks. So you're playing. And let's just say after 4 hands you say, okay, my luck's dried up. I'm going to pull profits. $75 profit, and then you start back at 5. This is the momentum or the swing trader. So these are just 3 different strategies. Again, slow and steady, always betting the same, or you buy the dip, or you basically go with momentum. So you wait for it to start to run, and then you start doing your buying. So either of these 3 strategies work. But let's go back to that quote from Ocean's 11. It says, because the house always wins. Play long enough and you never change the stakes, the house will take you. Unless when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big and you take the house. I think that's the moment we are at right now, guys. We are sitting right here. We've bought the dip. We're sitting right here. We don't know if we're going to hit a blackjack or if things are going to keep going down. But I think it's a safe bet that it's going to ride. So let's talk about collecting 90% silver. This is my favorite type of silver because it's abundant, it's out there, and there's so much variety. There's key dates to search for. Let's start with dimes. So when I look through dimes, Roosevelts are pretty boring. But if I see a Roosevelt dime that has some really cool toning, I'm putting it in a flip. And if it goes in a flip, it's at home with me. Just like Mad Stacker says, if it goes in my stack, it's not coming back. For me, if it goes in a flip, it's staying home. How about that? Now here's my favorite thing to search for. They call these type B reverses. When you're searching through 1956 to 64, look at the reverse and look for the little space between the E and the S. There's a little gap, and that's a type B reverse, which is a proof reverse. They're just fun to search for. You can almost do it with just your naked eye. So I recommend if you're hunting through constitutional, look for these type B reverses. It's just a fun thing to search for. Back on the Standing Liberty, the one thing you can find, if there's no stars underneath the eagle, that means it's a type 1. Type 1 is either from 1916, which is extremely valuable, or 1917. Most will be from 1917. Besides the US, my next favorite would be Canada. I love the Canadian cents because they were 98% copper. Now the US cents were 95%. These were 98% copper all the way to 1996. How cool is that? So the Canadian cent is awesome. They stopped making it in 2012. So they're just fun to collect. If you find them, put them in a book or put them somewhere because they're special. Next, we have the Canadian nickels. Now these were cool because they were actually nickel. They're 999 fine nickel all the way till 1981. So they're special. They're basically a bullion coin. So if you find them while you're coin roll hunting, put them away. Let's go to foreign silver. Now, if you can't find the stuff you want, sometimes you can find great deals on foreign coins or international coins. These were Russian, and they're 50% silver. So they're kind of, rough looking, but they're still really cool. So again, Russia, 50% silver. Now we go to Mexico. Mexico has some of the most beautiful coins. These are 72% pure. And if you see how big these flips are, the coins are huge. And I have to thank OGIR Coins, who I traded with a while ago, and he gave me these big flips and a sheet that could handle them. So thank you again, OGIR Coins. You're the man. But Mexican silver is awesome. Next, we have German silver. And don't be confused with German silver as in the silverware, because German silver is not silver, but Germany silver has a bunch of different purities. There was 90%, there's 62.5%, and that's why I do like to put them in flips, just so I study it, I mark it, and then I never have to go look for purities again. It's on the flip so that anybody can now pick it up and know what it is. Now British or UK, they have the 3p or the threepence. They're really small coins, and also Australia had the same. So if you're into collecting small coins, probably dime size or smaller, you know, you can get into the threepence or the 6p. There's also the florin, which I believe is a very popular coin. I just have an older one. Now we go into Canadian dimes. So I just keep them in here. So 80% silver from 1920 on, but from 1919 back, they're 92.5% sterling silver. Once you get into 67 and 68, that's where things get a little funny. So 67 had 80% and 50%. So you have to figure out which is which. 68 had 50% and also then just clad. Or I believe it was nickel, but you have to be very cautious about 67 because then you have to figure out if it's 80 or 50. And then at 68, you have to figure out if it's 50 or 0% silver. Now let's talk about the market. It goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. It's an emotional roller coaster. And even though I may talk strong and talk tough and say, yeah, you know, we're in this for the long haul, it affects me. Like, I want this thing to keep going. And anytime it dips, you feel kind of foolish for putting that big order in. That's what we're all trying to do. We're not buying the dip exactly, but surely when it goes down, we want to buy so that when it goes up, we have more silver. That's just human nature. We're trying to get a good deal. So let's think about, why would you want to buy on a dip? Because you can get more. But why would you want to buy when it's going up? It's because everybody else is. The momentum's there. The vibes are good. It seems like a safe bet. But when it's down here, that's when you really question yourself. But I think we just have to stay confident. If we work together as this community, we keep promoting silver, keep promoting the coins, this thing's going to work out. It has to. It has to. And that's where we are right now. We've been beaten down so much. It's just time to rise like a phoenix. Let's go. So I'll see you guys next time. Go find a good deal. And foreign coins, international coins, you can sometimes find great deals. So get out there and let's find some deals.